In this video, we'll be working a geometry word problem that involves the quadratic equation. A machine is capable of producing rectangular sheets of metal such that the length of the rectangle is twice the width. Furthermore, equal-sized squares measuring 10 centimeters on a side can be cut from the corners so that the resulting piece of metal can be shaped into an open box by folding up the flaps. If specifications call for the volume of the box to be 7,500 cubic centimeters, what should the dimensions of the original piece of metal be? After reading your problem, you need to draw a picture and then assign variables. Immediately from this first sentence, I can see that the length is twice the width. So I need to let my variable be the width of the rectangle. So my picture then, I'll start with my rectangle. And I want to let my width be W. And then this sentence right here says the length is twice the width. So this is my length, and I'll let it be twice the width. So this is the original rectangle. Then we're going to cut corners out of this rectangle and then shape that into an open box. And these corners are going to be 10 centimeters square. So that what we end up with then is these pieces are gone, and I have a shape that kind of looks like this. And I'm going to fold the flaps up. So along these dotted lines, we'll fold so that we have kind of this way so that it looks three-dimensional. And then sort of like that. Not perfection, but maybe if I can draw a dotted line here, it would help. So from here all the way to here is 2W, and I know that this length is 10 and this length is 10. So to find this dimension, I need to take the 2W all the way across and subtract 10 for this square and 10 for this square. So this length is 2W minus 10 minus 10, which simplifies to 2W minus 20. Now that's going to be this length right here. So let me label that 2W minus 20. Then, since I'm folding these flaps up, the height, which will be this dimension right here, that's going to be 10. So the height of my box is 10. And then let's do the same thing to get this width here. We know that this whole side measures W, So that means then that this piece right here, we have to take away 10 and take away 10. So this dimension right here is going to be W, which is the original width, minus 10 minus 10, which will be minus 20. So my width of my box, I'll label it right here, is W minus 20. So that takes care of my first couple of sentences. We have this box, doesn't have a lid on it, but it says that specifications call for the volume of the box to be 7,500. So we know that volume of a box, or a rectangular solid, is length times width times height. So my length, let me put 2W minus 20 in for length. My width is W minus 20, this little piece right here. And the height of the box is 10 centimeters. And the volume, they said, had to be 7,500. So this I'm going to put 7,500 here. Let me go ahead and distribute that 10 through this binomial here while I'm at it. I have 2W minus 20 times 10W minus negative 20 times 10 is negative 200. Right, so we're going to need to multiply these two out. We can use FOIL on this. So 7,500 equals 2W times 10W is 20W squared. And then 2W times negative 200 is negative 400W. Now we're ready to do the negative 20. Negative 20 times 10W is negative 200W. And then a negative 20 times a negative 200 is a positive 4,000. Let me combine like terms here, and at the same time we'll subtract 7,500 from both sides. These will cancel, and I have 0 equals 20W squared. 400 and 200 is 600, so minus 600W. And then 7,500 minus 4,000 is 3,500, but it's negative. So negative 3,500. I can simplify this a little bit. I can divide through by 10. And then let's divide through by 2. So we're actually dividing by 20 here. So the zeros cancel here and here and here and here, and then that's 0. On the left I have 0, and then here I have W squared. And then this will be minus 30W, and this will be negative 175. Alright, so we have a quadratic. I'm just going to go ahead and use the quadratic formula on this. We have A is 1, B is negative 30, C is a negative 175. And so W equals a negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So W equals a negative, b is negative 30, so negative 30 plus or minus the square root of negative 30 squared is 900 minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is a negative 175, and 2 times 1. W equals 30 plus or minus the square root of 900. Negative times a negative is a positive, and then 4 times 175 is 700 divided by 2. So W equals 30 plus or minus the square root of 900 plus 700 is 1600 over 2. W equals 30 plus or minus 40 over 2. So our values for the width, W, is 30 plus 40 is 70 over 2, which is 35, or W equals 30 minus 40, which is a negative 10 over 2. And I can't have a negative width, so I'm not even going to worry about that one. So we have a width of 35 centimeters, and then my length is 2 times that. So my width is 35 centimeters, and 2 times that is 70, so my length is 70 centimeters.